Hello and welcome. I'm Bio, and guess what we're playing? We're playing another PC random abandonware, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently it is. Cesar Millan's Dog Whisperer, the video game. Now, who would have thought that this was even a thing? Not me. Not me before finding this game. Oh dear. I used to watch a lot of Cesar Millan's Dog Whisperer because it used to be. It's one of those TV shows. Like, he even had a message on here before we got to this title screen saying, "Do not perform any of the stuff in this game without consulting a professional." I'm like, yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock. Like, seriously. It's like I don't know who watched Cesar Millan's Dog Whisperer for tips on how to look after their dog and how to train their dog. Or who watched it for what it was, a comedy. It was hilarious. I always used to find it hilarious. You just go the dog is angry. The dog he not be very happy. The dog is angry. He not listen to you. You have no domination in this household. He is the alpha. And you are the beta. And your husband is the cock. Like, literally, it was all just funny more than anything. And by the way, yes, this is the highest resolution this game goes to, which is enable smoothing. Yeah, sure, I guess. Why not? Let's enable the smoothing. Hopefully, enabling the smoothing doesn't break the game. And it broke the game. Fantastic. Enabling the smoothing broke the game. That is fantastic. Amazing job right there. The smoothing apparently was too strong for Cesar. Cesar couldn't take it. He couldn't take the smoothing. All right. The reason why I comment on the settings only going up to the resolution and it being pathetic is because there you go. It's a 2008 game and it's Ubisoft. Come on, you can do better, Ubisoft. That's the crazy thing. It's published by Ubisoft, developed by this ImaginEngine Corp, which I'm familiar with ImaginEngine. I've heard of them before. I can't put my finger on what they've created. I would have a look, but yeah, fuck it. We'll have a look. Here we go. So, ImaginEngine. Wow, they did a lot of games. Wreck-It Ralph, Gremlins, Gizmo, Haunted House, Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel. Basically all dog shit, yeah. Konami Kids Playground. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They also did Dogs and Cats. But it says 2006, so they probably did the... Oh, they must have done... They did the newer versions, okay. Alright. The first game they did... Oh, then that's what you're saying. They have... No. They have a massive list of games. First game that they did was Operation in 1998. They did a lot of games. Okay, Tonka Town, Dragon Ball Z, the collectible card game. That's where I recognize them from. Pokemon Masters Arena. Yeah, okay. Now I see where I know them from. Now I see it. All right. Let's go back. Luckily, it allows me to Alt-Tab. I would expect at least it not crash on me Alt-Tabbing in a 2008 PC game. Right. I'll just blur out the necessary things. So here, okay, we have the Caesarpedia. Okay. Which tells us about Cesar Millan. Oh, my boy was born in 1969. Giggity. In Culiacan, Mexico. Okay. Okay, I'll scroll through this. If you're interested, feel free to read it. I honestly couldn't give two fucks in a dingo. So, glossary. And it tells you, like, what? Affection. A reward for both the dog and its owner. Giving affection reinforces the dog's current state of mind. So it must only be given when the dog is calm, submissive state. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and it's a little bit like a tutorial. It tells you what stuff does. Case selection. Case selection. Just like going to be like CSI. What is wrong with this dog? The dog is spinning. My dog is spinning in circles, Caesar. He keeps speaking in German. I don't know what to do. Clearly, the dog is going for a particular party. We must segregate him. I don't know. Let's go to new game. So what's my name? Well, here we go. Alright, here we go. So welcome to Cesar Millan's Dog Whisperer trademark, where you will assume the role of an aspiring dog psychologist. Frantic dog owners will bring their pets to you, and you must You must first diagnose and then treat each dog's behavioral issues through a series of activities. After you have completed each case, your performance will be evaluated by none other than Cesar Millan himself. As you successfully complete cases, your reputation will increase and you'll be given more challenging cases to address. If you do really well, you may even win a special award or two, but your ultimate reward will always be the satisfaction of restoring balance and contentment to a dog and its owner. It's time to get started. Your next case awaits. Sometimes when I'm reading stuff out, the occasion, well, basically my mind reads the word fine, but my mouth goes.
Select which new or previously played case you would like to play or replay for a higher score and click the forward button.
He voice is that Cesar himself? Is that the man himself? Is that the dog whisperer? Is that who that is? Or is it just a phony? All right, we're doing. Whoa, my word! We have to do like tutorials. No, we have to do the walk fears. We have to do a load of tutorials. Okay, how many cases is there? Oh God, there's 34 cases. There's quite a few cases. That's fine. You got a reasonable amount of game.
This is where you observe the dog's unwanted behavior. There is no interaction on the screen. When you are done, click.
Okay, so here's the dog. You do the shake. Let me hit it. What is this picture? Look at this. What is this? Come on, walk over here. I want to see this picture more. Here we go. Oh, look at that picture. That's a magical picture. That should be the thumbnail, but I always have to include the box art in the thumbnail. Look at that. Look at that. Because that's his like favorite dog, if I remember correctly. There's like one dog that because he has loads of dogs, obviously. Can I actually touch? I think it wants to allow me to touch the dog, but it can't. I like it, the PNG of a plant back there. Very realistic looking plant. Yeah, no, there's like occasionally you would see there would be episodes where he'll show his house, which in my opinion, bullshit, because he's probably never there. Because a lot of the time he's on the road going to various different people's houses. So he's probably got people looking after his dogs and that. And his dogs are just pretty well tamed and calm, and they're generally okay with pretty much most people. So even if he's away for a long time, they don't care because they're like, oh yeah, you know, this guy's chill. But this is like his favorite dog. He's like the alpha of his pack or something like that. Or he's the alpha, but that dog is like second in command. He's the first mate. I don't know.
From the owner's descriptions of the dog's behavior, you must decide what issues the dog has. Select the check button when you're done.
So what do I do? So, okay, I guess instead of me actually observing the dog, it's now, I have to read this, I guess. Thank you for seeing us. This is Felix, my new golden retriever. I know it's important to walk him every day, but whenever we get ready to go for our walks, he starts acting all excited, like most dogs do. He likes to take the lead and pulls me along and out of the door. Okay, yeah, that's not something your dog should do, no. During the walk, he is sniffing all over the place. Sometimes I feel like I get more exercise than he does. What can I do? It's probably hyperactivity, more than likely. Yeah, correct. You notice that Felix is pulling his own nose in. Too much energy is hyperactive. A lot of dogs are hyperactive. A lot of them are hyperactive.
Choose which activity you would like to do.
If you have a dog that's hyperactive, it means you basically got to take him for a walk.
By clicking the question mark button.
Yeah, if you have a dog that's hyperactive, you basically need to take it for a walk twice a day. If you don't take it for a walk twice a day, like that owner was saying, oh, I walk my dog every day. Yeah, if you're walking it once a day, it's not enough. If it's hyperactive, you got to do it at least twice. And they got to be long walks. It's got to be like an hour. Each walk's got to be like an hour. Yeah, dogs are big undertakings. Like that's why, generally speaking, if I get a pet, I get a cat. He's like, it's not because I'm a cat person. I love dogs as well. You know, I'd like to have both a cat and a dog, but you know, life unfortunately doesn't allow such things sometimes. But I have a cat, and the cat does its own thing. You just gotta feed it, give it affection. But basically speaking, generally speaking, a cat does its own thing, so you don't have to think too much about it. Like right now, my cat is out doing whatever it's doing, probably in the field behind the house, more than likely, going hunting or something. Even though he's quite old now, he doesn't do much hunting. He doesn't hunt as much as he used to. He's 13 now. Okay, so we got hyperactivity. So now we're going to take him walking, apparently. Okay, all right.
The walk is the foundation of the relationship between a dog and its owner. There is no better or more powerful way to connect with your dog's mind. You must be projecting calm, assertive energy at all times. Answer these questions correctly to continue.
He does have actually a point. There's one thing I do omit in the episodes is that with a dog, you've got to be a little bit assertive. You've got to take control. But the problem is, a lot of the time, these people just don't care, or they're just not that kind of person because they're very timid or something. So they don't take control. So of course the dog's going to take control if you're not taking control. You know, if a dog is pulling on the lead, easy. Well, at least this is what I would do. Probably the wrong thing to do. Dog's pulling on the lead, stop. Get the dog to sit. And then can wait for about 5 seconds, then continue the walk. As soon as he starts pulling again, stop and sit. And keep doing that every time. Eventually the dog will get tired of it. And the dog will realize, maybe I shouldn't pull on the lead, because every time I'm pulling on the lead, we're stopping the walk. And he doesn't want to stop the walk. He wants to continue. So eventually, do it enough, he's probably not going to pull on the lead anymore, because he'll signify that with, oh, we have to stop the walk as soon as I pull on the lead, and I don't want to stop the walk abruptly. Not obviously stopping and then going back to the house. You're just stopping and waiting. You just keep stopping and waiting.
Your energy can influence your dog's behavior. That's how powerful you are.
Okay. So yeah, but the thing is with dogs, a lot of people, they get dogs as pets because they're like, ah, yeah, it's a dog, it's nice for the kids or whatever. I don't know. You know, if you're single and you're living on your own, get a cat. That's the better thing to do. Just get a cat. You know, unless you are pretty proactive. But then again, if you're, you know, a cat can just keep itself busy for the most of the day, whether it be outside, inside, whatever, even if it's just a house cat. Keep itself busy most of the day, and then when you get home, you give it a load of affection because it's going to want it. But a dog, you can't really, it's difficult just to leave a dog at home on its own and go to work for the entire day. It's not really fair for the dog. So, but yeah, I forgot what I was fucking talking about then. What is a good substitute for a proper walk? Well, giving affection, no. Playing fetch is not too bad, but letting the dog out into the backyard to run free is probably the best. But then again, it depends on the size of your backyard, really. I'd say both of these are viable. Do that one. The lack of structure makes this a poor substitute for a proper walk. Okay, so then none of the above, but none of the other options is a good substitute for a proper walk. Why mention the question then? What's the point of this question? This is not a very good question. You're supposed to be teaching. I imagine there's a certain teaching element of this game to teach the player that if you did have a dog, this is what you should be doing. But no, let's say no. These are none of these. I imagine he's going to tell me next. Oh no, we're just going into another question. Of course not. Of course he's not going to tell me what a proper substitute for a walk is. Nothing's a proper substitute for a walk. No, there is. It quite literally is. Playing fetch is actually a viable thing to do, in all fairness. Because my mate does that with his dog. Because what basically you still have to take him for a walk, but instead of having to take him for an hour walk, you take him for 20 minutes. Because if you've got a massive open field you can go to, where you can let the dog run around free, you can basically let the dog go, get a ball on obviously get a ball and play fetch with the dog. If you get one of those little stick things that the ball hooks into, allows you to throw it long distance, unless you're an MLB player. and you just throw the ball and keep throwing the ball. You can literally just stand still the entire time, as long as your dog is trained to bring the ball back to you each time. And then boom, the dog has gotten the exercise it needs. Another good exercise for dogs is swimming. You don't realize how good of an exercise swimming is for a dog. And that's another one where you literally, you know, if you live near a river or even if it's like just a short drive, stick the dogs in the back of the car, as long as your car can facilitate that. Go to the location, and there you go. Chuck them in the, you know, not literally chuck them, but you can put them out and go, there you go swimming, and they'll go swimming and they'll love it. They get lots of exercise from it. It's very good exercise for them. Look at this. I know stuff about dogs, and I don't even have a dog. Look at that. When encountering a distraction during a walk, the best time to apply a leash correction is distraction. Several seconds after the dog fixates it. This is very specific. As soon as the dog begins to fixate on the session. Probably several seconds. This is too late. An immediate correction is needed to be sure the dog will associate the correction with the fixation. How do you know if the dog's fixated on something? The dog could literally just go to sniff something and no. This is how a dog will associate the correction with the fixation. Dogs like to sniff. This is the other thing I've never understood. Dogs like to sniff things because they like to sniff where other dogs have been. The only real time you should have to do this is if he goes to fucking sniff shit, because there's a chance the dog might try to eat it. See, if it goes straight for the shit, yeah, straight away. No, don't go for that. Goes to try and eat something. No, don't do that. You know, eat something off of the ground. It's a bit different when it gets like a bit of tuft of grass, because it could also be it goes over there to sniff the tuft of grass and go, another dog's been here. I'm going to piss here to leave my scent, because dogs do that. That's a thing dogs do, and you're just telling the dog, no, don't do that. That's not fair. So I don't think really. I think it depends on the situation here, Cesar. Which part of Cesar's fulfillment formula is being addressed most during the walk? Discipline. Not quite. Think about what's happening during the walk. What, exercise? Yeah, I know. The walk is the core element of the exercise. I didn't pick exercise because... Sorry, this question is fucked. Okay, this question is fucked, right? I'm going to be honest with you. This question is absolutely... Which part of Cesar's fulfillment formula is being addressed most during this walk? I'll tell you how I can change that question to make it more applicable and be basically... This is what I call a catch you out question. I fucking hate these because you used to get them in tests in school and they're cunts. They're cuntish, cuntish, cuntish. Which part of the walk does the dog benefit from the most? There you go. I fixed your fucking question, Cesar. Which part of the walk does the dog benefit from the most? Which in that case, the clear answer is exercise. Fulfillment formula, considering the line of questioning we've also had recently, you would go to discipline. Because you think, well, yeah, you know, exercise, the dog's obviously going to get exercise. But I wouldn't think that's the core fulfillment formula, which sounds like some kind of fucking pie chart on a fucking PowerPoint presentation. It's going to be, you know, you'd go to discipline. At least that's my line of thinking. But no, it's exercise. Restructure that question. There's a much better way you could ask that question that makes it very clear for the person reading the question that it will be exercise. But instead, no, you have to word it in this cuntish way. What kind of leash is best for dogs? Well, no plastic. What do you mean fucking plastic? What kind of fucking... What is a plastic leash? I've never seen a plastic leash before. Designer, yeah. Nylon. Nylon leashes are fine, but they're not the only... What the... Will suffice. What the fuck are you talking about? What's a plastic leash? I've never seen a plastic leash. What the fuck is a plastic leash? Are those little retractable ones? But they're not made out of plastic. Only the handle's made out of plastic, not the fucking leash material. This honestly feels like a completely loaded line of questioning. Oh, nylon leashes are fine, but they're not the only choice. You can actually have any of these. Well, why would you have a designer one? Because a designer one probably is made out of cheap, shitty material and actually not designed for dogs. Because it's fucking designer. You know, Gucci fucking leash for your dog probably is going to be shit, if I'm honest. And probably your dog's going to break it. So, fuck that question. Fuck that answer off. Then plastic. What do you mean by plastic? That's very vague. What... A plastic leash, in my mind, is the entire leash is made out of plastic. Well, that's fucking dog shit. That is literal the worst leash that you can ever have. So why would you use that? So of course you go to nylon because nylon makes sense as a material to be used for a leash. Oh, it's just so fucked. Like, what is this line of questioning? Was this made by monkeys? Was this game developed by monkeys? Mastering the walk is a key to overcoming aggression, curing obsessive behavior, establishing a role as a pack leader, giving affection. Mastering the walk is a key to, I guess, establish... I fuck knows. Who fucking knows? All of the above? To me, mastering the walk is the key to giving the fucking dog exercise. That is what it is, right? But that option's not on here, is it? If you master the walk, what do you think is the key element of the walk? Giving the dog fucking exercise. That's the key fucking element of the fucking walk. So if you master that element, fantastic. Like the dog during the walk, the dog could be aggressive at any point. During the walk, the dog could have obsessive delay. Any of these apply. I'm going to go with establishing your role as pack leader. Correct. Mastering the walk is a key to becoming an effective pack leader. Okay.
To start the walk, give a soft tug forward on the leash. Make sure the dog is calm, submissive, and you are in a calm, assertive state of mind before starting the walk. The area around the leash represents the safe zone. Moving the leash outside of this zone will act as a correction for the dog. When the dog is starting to pull ahead, he's trying to dominate you by doing what he wants to do. Give a quick tug up on the leash when the dog is lagging behind. A quick soft tug forward on the leash will... When the dog is starting to fixate on the distraction, keep him focused on you by issuing a verbal or leash correction to break his fixation. When the dog is calm submissive for a while during the walk, reward him by pulling the leash down to let him move ahead and do his thing. Once the dog has had enough exercise for the day, it is important to end the walk on our terms. When the walk is complete and the dog is calm submissive, the heart icon will let you know.
Okay. So the dog is here. Yeah. Yeah, we can start.
To start the walk, give a soft tug forward. The air when the dog.
Okay, so the dog is now walking. We're walking the dog now. He be good. He be good dog. Here he goes. Okay. Well, he's... Okay. Just start falling back. That was a very jank falling back. What a basic ass game. Is that what? 15 minutes later. Oh, okay. What's the point of that? You telling me? Oh, I had to restart the fucking thing, didn't it? Maybe? I don't know. You got mail, man. You got mail. Mail. You got mail. What's up? This is such a weird game. This is on the DS as well, by the way. The DS version, I imagine, makes sense, but the fact this is on PC. 15 minutes later, just so we can restart again. Yep, here we go. Slightly different environments. The dog ain't even doing anything. Like, I expected the dog to be doing something. He ain't doing anything. He lagged behind once at the beginning of the walk, and that was it. Not pulling ahead. He ain't doing. He's just chilling. "15 minutes later." All right. Well, I don't know how much longer this walk's gonna go on for. Yeah. There we go. Like I said, we can technically end the walk at any time.
Outstanding.
I didn't do anything. I was expecting you to have the dog do
Thanks
things.
to you, the dog is now balanced.
You're stupid,
Now
Cesar.
we can see that the dog's behaviors have been rehabilitated. There is no interaction in...
Portion of the film it. Okay. What are we doing? There's the dog. The dog now sit.
To assure the long-term stability of the dog, the owner needs a plan of action to do at home. Choose all...
Okay. Owner homework. We're only going to be end up doing the tutorial, by the way. So before the dog can go home again, you must give the owner some homework. This is a plan of action the owner must continue to follow to ensure the long-term stability of the dog. Select all of the correct facts below. Be sure to give your dog plenty of affection when it's jumping on you. After all, it loves you. No. Give the dog a moment before making a correction when he starts to fixate on something. No. Okay. Make sure you encourage any guests to ignore your dog until its calm and submissive state. Be sure to never let the dog roam ahead of you during the walk. I think this one is correct as well. If I remember correctly, then yeah, that's what if you're a guest. So basically, whenever you go to around like when I go see my mate up in Hereford, he has 2 dogs, and when they you know, he tries to discipline them, and you know, the best he can. But one of them's stupid. One of them is like when you get a dog that's really stupid, it's really difficult to train them. But he's done his best. And yeah, when I first enter, I don't give them any attention at all. I just wait, and then as soon as they're like in their bed and then they just chill or something, then I'll go and say hello to them. But I don't. Is that the correct form of action? I don't know. Something I remember seeing. I'm pretty sure I did see that on Cesar Millan's bungalow house. It's in Carp's moves against. Okay. Congratulations, you have successfully addressed all the behavioral issues. Your score for this case is 100. You've won a gold medal.
The power of the pack.
Okay, so that was just the walk tutorial. There is another 5 tutorials before we actually get to the first case. There is a lot going on for this game. I'm surprised. There is a lot going on for this game for what is basically in my opinion, a budget title. What I'd assume to be a budget title. Yeah, I'm not doing any more tutorials. You can screw off. You can go fuck yourself. So yeah, I'm not doing any more tutorials. I think that'll be it for Cesar Millan's Dog Whisperer, the game. Yeah, I can't even gather who this is even marketed towards. This is not marketed as a game to play if you want to know how to look after your dog, really. Or train your dog. And I honestly can't understand what kind of market this game is actually for. Very strange. But anyway, we're going to call it there. I've been Bio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.